Alright people, I'm here at the apartment. I'm all packed up. I have some provisions here and a rental car. So, let's go on an adventure. I wonder where we're going today. We are going to take a trip up to Connecticut to visit the fine folks at Otis Elevator Company, where we will see the past, present, and future of their elevators. So, with that being said, it's elevator adventure time. There's Dieselducy. It is time to depart Roanoke, Virginia, and embark on our adventure to Bristol, Connecticut. Before we get started, I must say a huge thank you to Otis Elevator Company. They have long time been a supporter of elevaTOURS, and it is an honor to come up here and see your facility. So let's enjoy this little adventure going up to Connecticut. We can't go to Connecticut without spending a good amount of time on good old Interstate 81. So here we go. Let's get on to Interstate 81 and see how this goes. Rolling through Virginia on Interstate 81 is actually pretty scenic. As you can see, there are plenty of mountain views going across this interstate. I'm getting hungry, so we're going to stop at Sheetz in Mount Jackson, Virginia, and get some food. For those of you that have never been to Sheetz, Sheetz is pretty cool. You order your food on this computer screen, and then pay for it, and then you pick it up. 250 calories of goodness. A breakfast sandwich. Let's take a look at it. Chicken sausage, egg, and cheese. This is going to be good. Yummy. Now let's get back on the road. We still got some driving to do. And just like that, we're now entering West Virginia. Interstate 81 is not in West Virginia for very long, so there's really not much to see here. I did stop at this cool rest area though. After only about 25 miles in West Virginia, we're crossing into Maryland, where we're in the state for maybe just a little over 10 miles. And after less than 10 minutes in Maryland, now we're in Pennsylvania, which we'll be driving through for a while. Also, as you can see here, looks like there's some snow on the ground. And the rest area here is not as cool as the one in West Virginia. There's still some pretty scenery though, like crossing the river around Harrisburg. At this point in the drive, we are leaving Interstate 81. We are going to be getting on Interstate 78 now. Made a quick stop in Charlottesville, I hope I said that correctly, where we definitely got some gourmet food here. And just like that, now we're in the great state of New Jersey, where we are getting on Interstate 287, and here soon we'll see the Tappan Zee Bridge. Here's a time-lapse going over the bridge. It's been renamed the Mario Como Bridge, I believe, but the locals still call it the Tappan Zee Bridge. This is what the old bridge looked like. But as you can see, the new bridge still looks nice. There's no welcome sign here, but now we're in Connecticut. Here in just a little while, we'll be at the hotel. This part of Connecticut is pretty cool. As you can see, we get to go through a cool tunnel here. Alright, we are now arriving at my hotel, which is the Days Inn in, I believe, Berlin, Connecticut. So let's go check out the room, get some sleep, because we have an adventure tomorrow. For a $78 a night hotel, this hotel was really not that bad. It's a little bit older hotel, but nonetheless it was clean. So now, it's time to go to bed, and we will be going on our Otis adventure tomorrow. Boy, oh boy, oh boy! It's time to get up and go see Otis Elevator. Let's go. Good morning. Here we go. We must get some gourmet food at the Southington McDonald's before we go to the Otis test tower. This is my first glimpse of the Otis test tower. Boy, is this thing tall. So what do you say we go inside and say hi to these guys? All right, people, we are here in the lobby where we have these amazing people from Otis Elevator. This is Ed. Me and him go back a way. I knew him back when he used to work here. And here's Erica, Russ, and Allison. And we are going to have a fun day here at Otis Elevator today with these amazing people. Again, thank you guys so much for having me up here.
You're welcome.
That's where that machine is from.
We are starting our tour out here in the lobby with a view of one of the elevator machines that came out of the Empire State Building. This machine ran the elevator from when it was installed all the way up until it was modernized. Really makes me happy seeing that old machine salvaged, because so much stuff like this ends up in the scrapyard. We have an old controller here and an old car switch.
Yeah, that's from the Equitable Building in New York.
Look at this controller. Over here's an old car switch. This is a really cool vintage controller. Look how big a modern controller is. It's just the size of a big computer. It's amazing how stuff goes from this to this.
So on the other side it says Boston. It doesn't mean that's where it was made, but they were advertising the different factories.
This right here?
Yes. What do you?
Some type of selector.
What do you think that is?
Some type of select. Wait, it's got a clock.
Yeah.
It's a timepiece of some type.
Yep. It's a time clock for the workers.
Oh,
So workers in a factory were given a number, and as they arrived for work, you punch the pin through the hole in your number, and then on that piece of paper back there, the time got recorded when
punch
you
the
came
card.
in, and when you went out, and then payroll took the paper off, counted your hours, and paid you. And they were so reliable, they lasted for decades. This came out of the Yonkers plant.
IBM.
That's the cool part. IBM.
We can't come to Otis without riding an elevator now. This elevator right here is the main elevator in the test tower that serves the whole building. Now what door opens up at the top?
20.
This door?
That one.
Okay. That is a long way up. Now we'll go back down to 1. Russ is taking us for a ride.
Those are the falcons that nest on the roof.
Oh, cool. That's what we're riding in right there.
First floor.
Here we are down in the lobby. And look at that. It has the Otis logo inside the elevator. Now let's watch close up. So yeah, we got to ride an elevator at Otis. This is a view out the window.
I used to work there.
That, you said that's ESPN?
Yep.
This is a nice view from way up here. This is a view out the other side right here. As you can see, it's a snowy day here. All right, this is what they have up here on the top. They have these really old elevator platforms. And look at this. This is cool.
So the way it works, the rope comes down and attaches to that top bar there. And then as we lift, the weight of the car will overcome that leaf spring and allow the linkage to pull pins out to the side. You see the rails are two. So when there's no tension, the pins are out, you engage the teeth. As soon as you pick it up, there's tension in the rope, the pins disengage, and the car can move. So
this is Otis's original safety device right here.
And I'll raise it up. I'll show you that it can move up and down, and then we'll release it.
All safe. All right, so what do we have here?
Yeah, so here we have what we're calling Smartcap. What you have in front of you is a prototype version. So this is something that we came up with, and now versions of it are available for purchase in China. We have one in the art museum in Pudong, which is really cool. We'll talk about that later. So the intent with Smartcap is that you have a lot of new ways as a passenger to be able to interact with the elevator, get information from it, and ideally have a really lovely immersive experience. As a building owner, you might have some new opportunities too to kind of tailor your aesthetic or your experience as well. So you can see here I put some pink light on to match some of the walls in the room. But you know, if your brand color is blue, you could make it blue to approach people, or green to show that the elevator is available. You can see here that the car is empty, so it's empty. But theoretically, if you're waiting for the elevator, we could have, and you know, it's crowded when it's arriving to you, and maybe you don't really love crowds, you would see in advance that it's crowded, and you might choose to wait for the next one. You can also see if you're allergic that there's pets inside. And what you're looking at now, you've kind of pinpointed, this is kind of the accessible COP, so we've tried to make it at a height that's available easily for children, for people with mobility and assistive devices. And if you touch and feel the walls or any of the buttons here, it's totally fine if it closes or opens. So you can see we're on floor 1 here. Got some lovely dynamic lighting. Again,
looks like this is really neat. And then you press a button and it's going to go to that floor virtually.
Virtually, correct, because we're not in a real elevator right now. So actually, if you look up here, let's see, if I put us on 2, it should have us eventually drop off at 2. We're quote unquote moving to 6 first.
Yep.
And you can see down here that it's telling us we're at the 6th floor, and now it's headed down.
Here we're at 6, and now we'll go back down this virtual elevator.
Yep.
Door close button works. Yeah. I like that.
Love it. And while we're quote unquote waiting to head back down, this can be tied to the real weather conditions outside. So if you're in the office all day and then you find that it's raining out and you maybe don't want to go home in the rain, you could choose to wait at the office a little longer.
This is really, really cool. It's like the elevator of the future.
I'm glad you like it. Here, let's see. I'll show some rain at night for you behind you. So I'm simulating that now, but it could be tied into the real world environment. Or you can choose to put other things on that screen too. You can see it's kind of a portal design similar to an airplane, but I can show you a video out here.
That is neat.
An artist.
Step down.
An artist in China that we collaborated with for this museum in Pudong chose to use that portal instead of to show the weather. You can kind of see how he took some of these features and realized a new experience. And so what they actually did is that they showed images from space through that satellite portal and used the ceiling to showcase some art exhibits and kind of tie into other things that they had going on in the museum. So hopefully that'll come up very soon right here for you. Yeah, so you can see that they used that same weather portal, but to show outside.
That
same stuff that you saw here.
Is awesome.
And yeah, so hopefully very cool, dynamic, new experiences that our building owners can kind of tailor to what they want their customers to experience. And hopefully it's really fun and exciting for passengers too. Yeah.
All right, people. We are going to take another virtual elevator ride. We did this in South Carolina. Now we're going to do this on their Smartcap.
I think we quote-unquote left it.
And here it is. This is really cool. This is like the elevator of the future, because if you look at that, you have a virtual window in the elevator. Of course, a lot of pride in that Otis logo down there. So we are going to take a virtual ride up to 6. And the door close button works. So here we go up to 6. Well, watch this going up. Here we are up at 6. Now going down, we're going to have a show.
Arrived.
Let's go down to 1 and watch a show on the back. Here we go. As we're going down, it's getting sunny and snowy now. Snow as we're going down. Now we got blue sky. Birds are chirping.
One thing that you can't see in the video, but hopefully you can experience here, is you can even release scent into the elevator. So
first floor arrived. The lab area is on your left.
You can add that to the sensory experience too.
Oh, so a multi-sensory elevator. This is really cool. And if you look at this out here, the indicator can be totally customized. So this is neat. That was awesome. All right, we just saw the future of elevatoring here. Now, said we're going to go back in time. Take me back in time. I assume we're going to be going back in time on an elevator.
Yes, we are.
Now, we're on 25 in the future. And we're going to floor 16. We're going to floor 16 to go back to the past. Here we are at 16.
One of the first electric motors for residential elevators.
It's one of the old pancake motors. I saw one of these in actually in use in New York City.
Oh, I believe it. Look at the truck horses.
Classic old Otis relay logic controller. So right here within a few feet, we go from old school to latest greatest. We got one more thing to see here on the 18th floor. We're going back in time again. This selector right here came out of the Empire State Building. Look how tall this selector is. This is crazy tall. Do you know which, was this one of the local cars?
Yes.
It's got a lot of stops on it.
Yeah, I don't recall which one. If I remember right, it is marked, written, and yeah, it has some numbers. 44. So it was down in the middle of the building somewhere.
This is pretty darn cool. This was really an amazing tour. At this point, we went back to the lobby and said our goodbyes, and I went on my way. I must say a huge, huge thanks to Ed, Nikki, Russ, Erica, and Allison from Otis Elevator. This really was a dream come true because, as you know, ever since I was a little kid, I've absolutely loved elevators. I had no idea taking my love of elevators to the internet would open up so many doors. I started this YouTube channel with the sole purpose of just sharing a few videos with family and friends. I never imagined that it would turn into the premier elevator channel on YouTube, and I would get so many amazing opportunities such as this. Obviously, at this point, it is my goal to bring you the best elevator content on the internet and cool tours of exclusive places such as this. The main purpose of this channel, as you know, however, will always be an autism outreach. And the elevators are simply a vehicle. Of course, without you guys watching these videos, there would be no purpose of making these videos, and elevaTOURS would not exist. Thank you so much to everyone watching this channel for all the long-term support, and I hope to bring you many more cool tours like this in the future, as well as many autism outreach videos. So at this point, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it, and that will be it.
Uh-oh, the video's over, but it doesn't have to be. You can always watch more, and you know what to do. And don't forget to subscribe and light up that bell. Until next time, bye y'all.